Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pick Up Stitches podcast. My name is Yarnie and I'm coming to you from South Africa, a very cold and windy one. But yeah, today is the 10th of July and we are on episode 24. I don't have much to say, so let's get into it. I have one finished object to show you guys. And it is the Cordelia cold shoulder top. Test knit. No, just a pattern test. This is a crochet top that I did for Stephanie Erin. So the pattern's name is the Cordelia cold shoulder. And yeah, I love it. So I would have loved to model it and share some pictures already, but it's cold, it's windy. I'm not doing it today. So hopefully next weekend the weather will help us a little bit out and I'll be able to take some pictures. But there you go, you guys have been seeing it for a couple of weeks already and finally it's done. So luckily I was on leave for the majority of last week, and this was basically my main priority, to get this finished. And we were about here last week, so I finished this piece of the body and then this overlay part. So this overlay it was a challenge. It's long rounds, quite a few increases as you guys can see, but it's 100% worth it. I've put it on inside and I've checked it, it fits perfectly. The overlay makes it gorgeous, so it was worth every minute that I spent on it. So I made this using Knotty Habit's yarn. This was in the 2-ply merino linen blend, and the colorway was Candy Floss. And yeah, what was the name? Oh my goodness, I think it's Candy Floss. Okay, if not, I'll put the correct name at the bottom. There you go. Oh, I'm so happy. I am really looking forward to summer now, so I can brag with my top. Okay, so that's done, and that's the only finished object today, so we can go over to works in progress. I did not touch my Meraki blanket this week that's passed at all. So I'm not even going to take it out of the bag. Those of you that were here last week, it looks the same. Those of you that will be here next week will maybe see some progress. The first one that I want to show you is the other test that I'm doing. And this is staying in my Knotty Habit project bag, and it's called the Warrior Cowl. It's a test that I'm doing for Jalene of Made by Jalene, and she also has a YouTube channel, Made by Jalene, and a podcast called the Lekker Podcast. So we're keeping it proudly South African here. My nail just broke a bit. Oops. But this is what it looks like currently. I only have a few more rows to go. I think 5 rounds. There we go. It is gorgeous. I love it. The pattern is fun. It keeps you engaged the entire time, but it's not too difficult, so I love it. this is where we were last week, there by that pinwheel progress keeper from Ietsie Klein, Getruida. So quite a lot of progress. I'm hoping to finish it this week. Oh, I love it. I cannot wait to get some wear out of it still this winter. It's lovely. I just want to move my progress keeper before I forget again. I don't know. Did you guys see properly? I hope so. There we go. So I'm also using Knotty Habit yarn for this. So it's in the Kaiso sock base. So it's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And there's the two skeins. So this one is from Miensie's Speckled Cluster range, which I love. Oh, I wish I could do everything in this. And then a nice dark grey color. So this yarn cake cozy is a pattern by my friend Mariette from Die Boervrou. And then this cozy is one that I bought from Knotty Habit. And those of you that were not here last week, I just want to remind everyone that for every cozy that sells, Miensie sponsors 10 Rand to cancer. For cancer. Cancer. Sorry guys. So that's about it that I can say about this. So this pattern I'm thinking is coming out next month, because we need to be done by the end of July, which I will be. And yeah, it's cool. I love it. Okay, let me just get everything back in there. Then the second works in progress that I want to share with everyone. Okay, is the Skreppa cowl. Look at this, you can see this pattern has traveled a bit. There's coffee stains and everything on it. But this is the Skreppa cowl by Jennifer Shiels Toland that I'm making. And this was part of the class that I did last weekend. Yes, it was last weekend at the Yarnie Corner with Juanita Muir from Juaknits. She presented the class for us. And this is staying in my Ietsie Klein project bag. And this is where we are. Look at this. So there's the progress keeper from last week. I just want to... it's also a pinwheel. And I have made a little bit of progress at least, because I'm trying to do a few rounds every day so that I don't forget the method. So let me show you here. There we go. I love this so much. There's the inside and the main side in my mind. There you go. Okay. So I'm using for this two totally different, or I think it's totally different types of yarn, but I'm being adventurous and I'm using what I got. So these are my two yarns that I'm using. So this one is the same yarn that I used for the Cordelia cold shoulder top. So it is the 2-ply merino linen base. So that's 83.3% merino and 16.7% linen. And then this is the, I actually said Donna last week, but it's the Cleo sock base from Esteresa YarnCreations, which is a 75% merino, 25% nylon. Oopsie. Here we go. And I'm also doing this, one of them in the yarn cake cozy, because I did an experiment, which I'm not going to do again. This one I'm taking from the outside instead of the inside of the yarn cake. I wanted to just see, is there a difference? And if you want to put it in a yarn cake cozy, then for me personally, it's better if you pull from the inside, because from the outside it gets stuck a bit. But that's for me, or according to me. Okay, did I say everything? So I'm doing this, oh my goodness, what is this? 3.5. I'm doing this on 3.5 millimeter Knit Pro needles, and I'm happy. Just put this back into the bag now. Okay, I've got one more whip that I need to show you, and that is my July 2022 socks. And today is the first day of sock week, and you guys know I've been looking forward to sock week for quite some time now. So sock week is hosted every year by Natalie from Knitty Natty, or the Love and Stitches podcast, and yeah, so I'm taking part in that. But the initial plan was for me to do the Mbali socks by Noma from Bigger Than Life Knits. However, and I started actually, but I only had some 3 millimeter Knit Pro needles. So I cast it on, I did the ribbing because it's top down, cuff down, and then right after the ribbing there's some color work that you need to do. And I did the entire color work pattern, but halfway through I was getting a bad feeling about this. And then when I was done, luckily it was magic loop, so I just shifted up onto the table, and then it was way too small, and the fabric had zero stretch, as in zero. So I called a friend, which is Adele Mariette from YarnCreations. She also has a podcast, because as I was busy knitting, I was actually checking her latest podcast. And by the way, if you haven't watched it yet, please do go and watch it. My mind was blown. She's busy with a Louvage sweater by Marie Wallen, and it's amazing. So please go and check it out. But yeah, anyway, so I ripped it out, and I called Adele and I said, do you have any tips? What do you think? And she actually also said that color work on socks is not one of the easiest things you can do, but I'm not letting that put me off. So I've done some research. Yes, a lot of people say you have to go up a needle size, which I did not do. So problem number one that I know that I need to fix. Problem number two is with the magic loop, and especially with that color work. What I also did wrong was I didn't catch the floats before and after the loop, just to help a little bit, because some of the loops had to cross, some of the floats had to cross that loop. And I think that's one of the main reasons why it was too tight. So here's my plan, and that will also tell you guys a little bit why I'm back on a 9-inch. You'll see now. So the plan for me is I'm practicing now plain vanilla cuff down socks on the 9-inch circulars that I have. I only have one pair, and that's this one pair of 9-inch circulars. So I'm going to order the 3mm and a 3.5mm 9-inch circulars as well. And then I'm going to try again. I manage my floats better, go up a needle size when it's color work, etc, etc. And then hopefully that will be next month's socks, because I want to make them the Mbali socks, guys. I really, really want them. I love it. I've seen it on Jalene from the Lekker podcast. I've seen her version of it, and it was amazingly beautiful. I definitely want a pair. So I'm going to invest in the tools that I need, and I'm going to keep on practicing and working on that. So that brings me to this whip. This whip, like I said, is a very plain cuff down vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars. That's all I'm doing, and this is what I'm doing for sock week. So this is a normal sock yarn, the Kaiser yarn from Knotty Habit. So this was actually part of a sock set that was gifted to me by Bev from Bev Craft. It's this kind of yarn. So I'm not going to use the mini that came with it. I'm going to make just plain socks, because you guys that have been around for a while would have remembered I tried doing Peter's socks for last month on 9-inch, and it killed my hands. But I also have to say that there was patterning that I had to do. What is the word I'm looking for? I can't remember now. But I actually had to do pulls and yarn overs and all sorts of other things as well. And this time I'm just doing plain vanilla socks, and I am impressed. Look, I cast it on this morning, because today is day 1, so you have to cast on today. I cast it on this morning, and this is how far I got. It is now 10 to 4 in the afternoon. I cast it on at around 8 o'clock this morning, and I am just about done with my leg. So I think I've got something like, I've got 3 rounds left. Then I'm starting with the heel. So I've decided I'm going to try and do a fish lips kiss heel on the 9-inch instead of a heel flap, heel turn and gusset arrangement, which is also something I tried with Peter's socks last month. And I went back to Magic Loop just to do the heel. So I want to see how does the fish lips kiss heel do with this. I'll keep you updated. So this needs to be done by the 17th, which is next week Sunday, which I believe will be possible. So I am definitely going to bed tonight with the heel already done. And yeah, I'm happy. It's beautiful, it's fast, my hands is getting used to this, and it's definitely faster than Magic Loop. I am convinced now. So yeah, that's it. So what did I not tell you about the socks? That's all. That's all the whips that I have to show. And then I believe we can talk about life quickly. Not much to say. I've mentioned already that I was at home this week. Tomorrow is back to work, unfortunately. And then I want to try a little something. I saw some great progress when I was an almost monogamous crafter, because I was crocheting, not knitting. So my main focus was the Cordelia top, and I got that done 3 days ago already. Then my next main focus was the warrior cowl, and I've made great progress on that as well this week. And the only times that I was not working on them, because they're a little bit bigger, you need to sit down, was when I was knitting on my Skreppa cowl, when I was walking around, getting a little bit of exercise instead of just sitting the whole day. So that was the only times I worked on my Skreppa, or the one time when I went out a little bit with Peter to go and run some errands. The rest of the time I was crocheting on one project until that was done, and then I started with the next one. So I want to try and keep doing that. So this week I'm not gonna fiddle around too much until at least this one sock is done. That's my main focus, and the warrior cowl. Then I want to start working on some of my whips to start getting them, I don't want to say out of my life, but just to get things done. A lot of people don't have issues with having lots of whips around and putting things in hibernation, and great for you guys. But I am not like that. I want to see things done. I love it. It keeps me motivated, keeps me going. And again, this is a personal thing. I feel a little bit like I am not keeping my promises to myself if I just keep on casting on and not finishing. So yeah, I don't have unlimited resources to just buy yarn and buy yarn and buy more yarn and start more projects and things like that. So I feel a little bit better about it if I have a pair of socks that I can wear afterwards, or a top that I can put on, or a cowl that keeps me warm, and yeah, then I don't feel guilty about the resources, whether it's money or time or whatever, that I put into this craft. And yeah, just my philosophy, and that's the reason behind me trying to start getting progress on my whips towards the end of this year. I don't want to go sit at the end of the year and go into a new year and have so many unfinished or works in progresses and so on. I want to almost start a new year on a clean slate. Let's see, because I'm already burning to apply for a test net that I want to do. But that's only going to open up in 2 weeks time, and I might not even get selected, so which is fine if I don't get selected. So yeah, I'm just saying, I want to participate in tests and all of those things. I just need to be a little bit more mindful about how and when I do them. So yeah, a whole lot of rambling for life. So let's rather start with the Yarnie Gossip. Okay. I just told you guys, I don't have unlimited resources, but October, Knotty Habits is having a scrappy Socktober box. Okay, I made some notes here. This box is going to contain 20 15 grams mini skeins in the Kaiso sock base, and then there's going to be a project bag, there's going to be progress keepers, It's going to be a yarn cake cozies in there. There's going to be something to snack on. It's going to be an awesome box. And luckily for me, there is a payoff schedule that you can do, and then it's not all of the cost at once. So go over to Miensie's website, have a look at it. You can add to the box a few full skeins, 100 gram skeins, to maybe do a scrappy sweater, for instance, which is one of my whips that's waiting for me, my favorite adventure sweater. I'm just giving it ideas here. The sea glass, the sea glass tea might not be a bad idea for this, but let me not put ideas into your mind. I think I already know what I'm going to do with mine. It's not going to be a very big project. It's probably going to be socks. So, yeah. Anyway, you can also, if you feel you're short some tools, Knotty Habit has collaborated with Colors of Amalfi, which means that you can, when you place your order for the scrappy sock box, you can actually add tulip tools and accessories to the box at a discounted rate. So this might be an opportunity for you to get some essentials that you still need. Yeah, again, go and check out. All the details is on the website, which I will link for you guys below. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm looking so much forward to that one. Then Natural Yarns has also put out the advert for their box, their yarn box. So this one will be coming out in September 2022, and the theme is going to be spring. So they also have quite a few items in there. I personally haven't bought one before, but I saw they advertised it, and I did see one that Lisa from the Wolblom bought a few months ago, and it was amazing. So I will link that as well below if you guys want to go see that episode where Lisa unpacks the Natural Yarns box. And then I am so happy to tell you guys about another South African Yarnie YouTuber, yarncaster, podcaster. Yeah. So her name is Sita, and her YouTube channel is The Shawl Knitter Unplugged. And the name she chose is very appropriate for her. So I've watched her first episode that she's put out, and she mentioned that she has knitted, I think, 300 to 400 shawls. So that's a lot. Yeah, very interesting. I'm looking very much forward to future episodes from Sita, because she's definitely an expert by now. So I'm looking forward to be able to learn from her. And yeah, her Instagram is Tribal Bling, which I will link below as well for us. And then the last bit of Yarnie Gossip is the events that I always do. So I mentioned these 3 events last week already, but I'm just highlighting them again. So the first up is on the 14th. That will be Thursday. Yes. At the Yarn Tree, it's the class, the crochet class, where you will learn to make the Canteen bag by Yulma Conradi. as part of her Cullinan series of patterns that she released. So go have a look at that. I'll link it below again as well. I'll link everything below. Okay. Then on the 16th is the beginner knitter course or class at the Yarn Room. So it's a beginner knitter class at the Yarn Room. And then there is a learn to do amigurumi class also on the 16th at Little Yarn Craft. And that's it. I already told everyone about Sock Week. So that's it. It's brought us to the end of this episode. So I want to say thank you to everybody for watching and for all your support and comments and encouragement. I really appreciate it. And if you have not done so already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, I wish you all have a wonderful week that's coming. And I will see you again next week. Bye.